Welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. So let's get started. First going to start with his eyes. So it's going to be kind of squinting. So I'm just going to kind of pencil sketch in a curved line here. Leave a little bit of space. And pencil sketch in a curved line over here. If we drop center down in between the eyes, I'm just going to kind of indicate a little area for his nostril, his nose, and then a big smile on his face here. And this is again kind of a slightly diagonal line here, so his face is going to be slightly on a tilt here. So those are kind of some guide points. I'm just kind of sketching that in, and his mouth is going to curve around, wide open. Kind of like that. We'll darken in the corners here. And then I'm going to bring a very light line across the center here for his teeth. Alright, let's round out the shape for his face. So again, on this tilt, this is going to be his chin. And I'll bring this line around and up toward the outside of his eye. I'm going to bring down some hairlines here, so a couple of zigzags pretty close to the outside of his eye here. And we'll come back and work more on that. I want to round out the rest of his face, so it's going to kind of come up along here on this diagonal. And then round it up. And this continues to be a rounded kind of diagonal line rounded around here. And then across the top as well. So his hair kind of comes up and down like this. I'm going to kind of put a guide point about here for the top part of his hair, but I'll continue going around for his face. So that's the basic shape. As I come up, I want to indicate a bridge line for his nose. Very lightly drawn, which comes about here, and then his eyebrow. They're going to be arched and curved, and then across, kind of staying on this slightly diagonal. We'll put his other eyebrow over here. Alright, this is a whole kind of marking area for the shape of his scar. This is just kind of a very organic shape here. Zigzags, curved lines, kind of jagged edges toward the edge. And bring it in toward here. You can change this shape just as long as you have some kind of edge points there like that. Let's indicate this curved line here for his hair. Now we can have some fun with his hair. I'm going to start over on this side toward his eye, on this side, outside of his eye. Bring down some zigzags, so it's a curved line, zigzag up. I'm just going to kind of keep doing that. This one I'm going to make this S curve, so out, and then kind of S curve up. He's got another kind of zigzag right here. Maybe one falls out this way. Again, this doesn't have to be exactly the way I'm doing it. You can kind of change these lines up. This one's going to come out at a diagonal, and then we're going to make this one really kind of swing up and around like this. So we'll have these bunch of zigzags kind of coming up, starting from this top part of his head here, and bring it up, and zigzag up here. A lot of people usually think of these as like these flame kind of shapes. So, you know, they're kind of these curved lines that come up to a point, and then we'll round it out. Let's swing this around and down. And we'll have a kind of a real triangular pointed shape that comes out, one that comes down. We'll swing this one kind of out and around. Now, as I'm lining this up, I'm lining it up along with his eyebrow. So this was kind of to the side of his eyebrow here. Bring it out, in, another one that comes down like this. Here will indicate his ear, so his ear is slightly above his eye, and it's going to come out and around to about where his mouth is. And we'll show his earring, which drops down, and then it's kind of this rectangular shape that I'm going to sketch in. Okay, we'll indicate his ear on the other side, so it's slightly higher than this ear, because his head is tilted. So right about here, goes behind his hair, little earring, and then a line down, and we'll indicate his hanging earring on this side, another rectangular shape. And these are just some fun designs in here, maybe a circle with some lines, a little line across the bottom here. Same thing on this side, circle with some ray lines, and then a line across the bottom. Alright, let's start working on his neck area, which is going to come from the outside of his eye, follow that line down, and we'll bring a line around the back for his collar, drop it down below his earring, and then back up on this side. We don't see too much of his neck here, just a little indication there, and a line inside for the top of his collar. Kind of like that. I'm going to erase this part of his neck because it's overlapped by his collar. Alright, I'm going to add a little circle for a design button in here, and two lines that come down. Again, very lightly drawing, just kind of sketching them in right now. And let's show where his shoulders are. So right about here is going to be a line that comes out and down, and then out, kind of around here. Right, same thing on this side, so we're going to bring a line out and then just drop it down. And little kind of hairlines behind his face area here. Some zigzag lines. He's got some longer hair in his the back. Alright, so that's the basic drawing for Tanjiro, and now I'm going to start to add some color. So I'm going to start with a light peach. He has a light skin tone. So this show has been really pretty cool. I've watched a bunch of series, or a bunch of the series through the first season, and really enjoying it. So I thought I'd share this character drawing with you. Careful not to get the color into his teeth. I'm going to start to add a kind of a brownish color to his hair. This color, the particular color I'm using is called sienna brown. You can use something maybe a little redder. I know depending on the coloring, the color doesn't have to be exactly this color. Now with the anime characters, they appear kind of flat, two-dimensional, but then I will go back and they do have that cool element of shading, so it adds a kind of a hint of 3 dimensions to the artwork. So again, I'm just going back and forth with this, following the contour of the hair. Contour just means the kind of the flow, the way the line goes, or the design of the outside of the kind of line here. Some kind of orangey color for this button, and the circles in the earring. I'm going to go into a peach color here. So it's slightly darker than the light peach, but pretty similar. So I'm adding some of those value areas. A little bit of shading to make it look slightly 3-dimensional. Let's add kind of a shadow line across the top of the forehead. And we'll add one on the inside of his ear as well. I'm going to go back with a darker brown now to indicate some shadows in his hair. So again, this doesn't have to be exact of where I'm adding them, but just to kind of give an idea of where some shadow is here. So what I'm doing here is just adding some shapes inside of the shapes, kind of. So here's this curved line. I'm going to add kind of a zigzag curved line inside there. And then just fill it in. We'll just create some depth and give it a little bit of kind of shadow color. And a couple more on this side. Definitely these pieces of hair down here are in shadow because they're definitely away from the light. Alright, I'm going to add a bit of a darker color now for his eyebrows. So I'm going to start kind of just outlining these areas. And then the shapes for his eyes, his squinting eyes. They're a little thicker in the middle, so I'm just adding a little bit more of a bolder area there. Maybe some detail lines here, not too many. And try to just lightly draw those in. Right, a little indication for the nose area. That's kind of all we'll need on this one. The outer edges of the mouth. I'm just going to go in and start to outline some of these areas. And outlining is super important. It's a way to kind of clean the drawing up, make it look finished. Maybe take away any edges that you kind of want to make disappear in a way without erasing. Alright, now I'm just going to indicate some color for his scar on his forehead. I'm just going to kind of make it pretty light, almost like this shadow color of the skin. So it's this peach color that I'm using. And we're going to call this one finished. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Maybe another indication for some detail in the ear right there. So give it a try. Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. It's a lot of fun to draw. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.